Ever walk into your living room one day and see something that really needs to be taken care of? That banana peel. Kind of looks like your banana phone. Wait a second, is that your banana phone? It's been 8 days, 12 hours and 42 minutes, and you still just can't bring yourself to throw that peel away. Because, you've been busy doing other things. Like watching TV, or reading those books you never wanted to read before. Or trying on a cool pair of sunglasses and hat. Or playing hide and go seek with your sister. Emma? But while you're playing hide and go seek, you realize you lost your cool pair of sunglasses and hat, so you gotta go on the search for both your lost sister and your sunglasses and hat.
Sunglasses and hat. Sunglasses and hat. Sunglasses and hat. Emma.
You never end up finding any of them. But what you're really doing here is avoiding the true task that has to get done, and causing yourself more stress by suppressing the feeling of guilt every time you walk by that banana peel. For today's video, I'll be giving tips and tricks on how to break the habit of procrastination, and also give reasons behind why we procrastinate. I hope you enjoy!
So what's the definition of procrastination? Well, Oxford describes it as the act of delaying or postponing something. Some of us can relate to this definition all too well.
Let's get down to the root of it. Why do we procrastinate?
So throughout my research, I came to realize that there are many, and when I say many, I mean a multitude of causes for procrastination. But in order to simplify, I've narrowed it down to a few common reasons.
Being a perfectionist is one of the main causes. In the mind of a perfectionist, it's easier to never finish a task than to have the outcome be potential failure and receive negative feedback. Decisional procrastinators are the indecisive people who have difficulty making decisions.
Do we do creamy or crunchy?
This way of thinking makes it difficult to accomplish anything. Optimistic procrastinators.
Hey, didn't you say you had like a 24-page paper to write by tomorrow?
Ever say the phrase,
Oh, don't worry. I'll have plenty of time to get it done later.
then you're probably an optimistic procrastinator. These are the types of people who have a view on time as if it's infinite. They disconnect from their future selves and will always put a task off for later in hopes of finding a more fitting time to start on their task or goal. The procrastinator with abstract goals. These people don't have set goals. For example, the goal might be to eat healthier, but because this is a very vague way of viewing and describing the goal, the person will never accomplish their objective simply because they didn't know where to start. Lack of inspiration and self-discipline can also be the result of procrastination. Now that we've covered a few of the basic types of procrastinators, let's look at ways each type of procrastinator can actually break the habit of procrastination. Wow, I said procrastinate like a lot in that sentence.
The perfectionists out there focus on the progress, not perfection. Remember that perfection is not your goal, and failure isn't always a bad thing. Each time you don't succeed at something, you're still gonna learn. You'll be able to grow from the situation and execute the task even better the next time. In addition to this, don't be afraid of negative feedback. Instead, just remember that words are just words. Don't take feedback personally, and instead you can use it to both strengthen and improve your abilities.
For the decisional procrastinators out there, remember that sometimes there isn't a perfect choice, and in some situations, you kind of just have to go for it. Remember that any decision is better than no decision when it comes to completing a task.
For the procrastinator whose goals are just too abstract, break down your goals into manageable tasks. Or in other words, just take baby steps. Going back to my example from earlier, if your goal is to eat healthy, then just start with one healthy meal a day. Another example is if you have this huge paper to write and you don't even know where to start, like you just don't know where to begin, you can start with a brain dump or just writing down a few ideas. In fact, writing down a sentence is better than writing down nothing. For the optimistic procrastinator, you gotta remember that time just isn't infinite. Set deadlines for yourself and make it a goal to follow through with them. In fact, you can even tell others about your plans. That way they can hold you accountable, so it'll be harder to stray from your schedule.
Lack of inspiration just sucks.
When I am uninspired and I'm like trying to write a script or a paper or something, I will spend hours just trying to rack my brain around when I got nothing in there. Like my brain is literally as white as this sheet of paper that's in front of me. So, whenever you find yourself feeling that lack of motivation and inspiration, you can just simply take a break. You can maybe call a friend, or watch a YouTube video, or go for a drive, or maybe even take a few moments in prayer. Take this time to regroup yourself and remind yourself of your personal vision. Ask yourself the questions, what am I doing, and what do I want my end goal to be? Whether you take a vacation for a few days, or maybe just take a few moments, taking time to regroup your thoughts can give you a refreshed outlook on life and can help you to get back on track. Some other tips I've learned to help minimize procrastination are, well, for one, minimizing distractions. If you find that your phone is your biggest distraction, then you can put it on Do Not Disturb and place it in a place that's out of sight or out of reach. You need to become aware of what your distractions are, and you need to make known what your true goals are. That way you won't become distracted with other things, like learning to juggle, or checking to see how many likes you got on your last post, or having a yodeling contest with your sister. Those unnecessary things that distract you from what your true goals are. Finding ways to help your brain create dopamine is one of the key components in motivating yourself, motivating yourself to do the tasks that aren't even fun. Find creative ways to implement new things into your work. This can be done by listening to a new artist, organizing your space, put something new in your space, like a plant or something, I don't know. Or finding a new location to work in, like a coffee shop or maybe the park. It can be as basic as trying a new tea flavor, but that simple novelty can be the very thing helping you finish a long research paper. Now I want you to ask yourself the question, when I set a goal for myself, do I always follow through with it? If you are able to truthfully answer yes, then that's amazing. But if you were hesitant to answer, or you're thinking your yes wasn't 100% truthful, then join the club. According to your dictionary, self-discipline is the ability to have control and motivate yourself, to stay on track with your goals and deadlines. An example would be to cut out sugar for a week or a month or something, and to be able to stick with that. That right there, that is self-discipline. And practicing self-discipline and setting yourself goals and following through with them is another key component in overcoming procrastination. Also remember that you are in complete control of your mind. So whenever you have that feeling of resentment when faced with a task and you just cannot bring yourself to do it, don't succumb to it. Instead, remember that you are the boss and you have total control of your mind and power to accomplish anything. Procrastination can exhaust us more than the actual work, so why would we want to have something pointless wear us out? Imagine all the school and work deadlines you'd be able to finish, all the clutter and unnecessary bits and pieces out of your life, and imagine the feeling of not having a huge to-do list weigh you down. All of this and more is achievable if we can just learn how to overcome procrastination. Consider and try to apply some of the things that I've said, and you're going to see that it's going to be a lot easier to overcome the habit of procrastination. Can we clap? Can we clap? We're done! Yay! Okay, Nora.
Subscribe to Lexi's channel.